Hello and welcome back to oddsmarket.com. I'm Natalie Rydstrom and joining me right now is Martin Green. Now we're going to take a look at the draw of the Europa League and for the quarterfinals, and also see how they have and if they will affect the odds on the outright, and also take an early look at the odds on offer for the matchups in a couple of weeks' time. Martin, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Now, the draw has been released, taking a look at the four matches. I'd probably say that one of the most interesting would probably be Dortmund versus Liverpool. How are you expecting that match to play out?
I couldn't agree more. I was very excited to see the draw, and I think all football fans across the world were. Jurgen Klopp is such a charismatic individual. He did a great job at Dortmund. Really pushed Bayern despite having a smaller budget, and I think he's still well loved by the fans there. But he just thought it was about as far as he could take the team, so he moved on. He's done a good job so far at Liverpool. And the Reds fans absolutely adore him too, which is great. But I think that Dortmund are a bit more of a finished article, where Liverpool are a bit of a work in progress still. I think he'll know how to beat Dortmund, which will be to the advantage of Liverpool. But I still just think he hasn't got quite the playing staff to overcome Dortmund this time. So I fancy Dortmund to put one over their old boss here.
Right. They're priced 1.62 right now to beat the Reds, and that's in the first leg. Would you take them at that price right now?
I would take them at that price. I think that offers very good value. Tottenham this season have been a far better side than Liverpool. They're well ahead of Liverpool in the Premiership. And Dortmund really just battered Tottenham with ease in the last round. I think they're a very good side. They're full of confidence. And I think Liverpool are pretty weak at the back. So I really would fancy them, not by a great margin, but I'd fancy them to win that one outright. So I would back that, yes.
Okay. Looking at the other sort of three matches, is there any sort of predicted upsets, or are you sort of expecting the favourites there to make it through to the semi-finals?
I'm probably expecting the favourites to go through. I mean, I've always fancied Sevilla from the start in this because they have won the last 2 years in a row. They're very good in this competition. They know how to win it. I think they're the real ones to watch for me. Perhaps even more so than Dortmund. I fancy them to get through in their all Spanish tie. So that would definitely be one to look at for me. And then we've got Sparta Prague still left, haven't we? We've got Braga. Remind me of the other two draws that we're.
We've got Braga, Shakhtar, and we've got Villarreal versus Sparta Praha.
I really fancy Shakhtar in that first one.
Yeah.
The other one is going to be a bit tougher. I mean, neither of those sides I expected to play quite so well in the last round, and then Braga annihilated Fenerbahce, and then Praha went to Rome and beat Lazio 3-0. So those were two very unexpected results. I think that'll be a really interesting game. Of the two, I think maybe Braga just to steal that one.
Well, I tell you, there were a couple of upsets there in the round of 16, the last 16 there. I'm just wondering if we're going to see so many more upsets in the quarterfinals. Talking about Shakhtar Donetsk bet, though, that you were mentioning, 3.14, they do enter as underdogs on their first leg here, where they're playing away. Would you take them at that price?
I would take them at that price, actually. Yeah, they are a very strong side. I was surprised to see the price quite so high. I understand that it's the first leg and they could sort of take a draw away, take it back to Ukraine and sneak a win in the second leg. But I think in the first leg of any of these ties, both teams will really be going for it. And I can see them shading that one. Yeah, a bit of a controversial pick maybe, but yeah, that looks very good value for me.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the draw has just been released, and this is when all the sort of the smart money is coming on. Where do you think the smart money is going on right now to win?
I think probably a lot of it will be going on Sevilla, and a fair bit will probably be going on Dortmund as well, I imagine. I think that's the one that's really going to capture the imagination, and that's the one that people are going to be really looking to. So I imagine quite a bit of money coming on in Dortmund in the next day or so.
All right, fantastic stuff. And obviously, you know, I think as we do get closer to the matches, they are in a few weeks there. As we do get, I think those odds, some of those odds will definitely drop. So if there's something that our viewers do like, I would probably advise to bet now. Is that what you would suggest?
Yes, I would suggest that. I'd probably monitor it as it goes over the weeks, just because rather than the Champions League, when it's the teams really competing at the top of their leagues, you've got some of the teams aren't doing quite so well, and some of them are still really fighting for, say, top 4 places in their leagues. So they might have other commitments. So it will definitely be worth having a look at what else they've got on their fixture lists, and a lot of them might have star players, so it might be worth just checking out. I mean, if Aubameyang was injured for Dortmund, say, that would be a really big blow. I'd check out things like that. But yes, with the way the markets will probably move and shift slightly, I would lump on now if you really fancy a team. Yeah.
All right, great stuff, Martin. Thank you for joining us.